Say on your political videos ni bi into oba live aye nkɔhwɛ. O ma hwɛ amemba. And na me political ga mo be gu so. E no na ye mo de. Komo masom ye mo de. Anyway, mommy yanko I show speed so. Enra abranti ye oba Ghana yi. Me ye notes kakra. Enkomo ye Ghana nkomo ni ye. E mommy yenyi ye nua ba Akosua. Akosua nya ntokwa o nya ntokwa. Yenyi Akosua mfiri o se me hu ye mpo a me ba. Oh dear. Enra abranti no. It was so beautiful. Some of us, we were just glued to our TV sets, just watching and only a few times now I miss it because I had to get up. And it's still a sweetheart to say, make this all here. A few times I'm sorry because then I had to go do stuff around the house. But yeah, we were so glued. My husband and I, we were just so glued to Ishowspeed's him being in Ghana yesterday, showcasing Ghana to the rest of the world. It was just beautiful. However, feedback kakra feedback feedback de Ghana for ya yentampe feedback even in abrochire here uko Ghanaian events bibria feedback pa de ya omontampe na say na mehu say uko event ba ko mienu bi omu wi no mo de feedback me say near mesesa feedback de nti maybe abaye ma said ya ma jotted na sa na mba be no in particular order. Enra, this guy is a streamer. The whole world was waiting for this guy to turn on his live for us to watch. Everybody knows, or everybody knew he was going to Ghana was his destination. It wasn't up until about almost 3 p.m. and Sana Abranti, it be by live. And for some of us, we knew the politics that was going on behind the scenes. One in Ghana. By this time, you didn't watch here. Okay, fair enough. No problem. Meetings upon meetings near the day. But it was wasted. It took away a lot of time. And my guy, or he frustrated. Or the guy was very frustrated. It showed in his voice. It showed in his facial expressions so many times. In future, and near my biwa, ayana ehunya. I would say, Ghana, we like to impress. Now we overdo. We overdo sometimes. We need to understand. Say, look, abroach for kwarano, almost thinking you're different too. Abrochire nkwaran omo thinking no different akwa we nidin ankasa no nidin is say nidin is speed into ompe waste of time bibia ebe wasting the time no ompe hence his nidin speed no now wasting the time okay at some point okay when the stream ubia nkwohwe video no and no me madwe say make you track clips kitten chain me say me marry me sa time no evidence sake but munkohe at one point or can see they took a lot of time. Who is the day in future and yema bisa no yenhwe wona kakra. Another thing the guy picked up on, which yemu bi mo yabeka no your platform so ha, and you see where you be of fear bruchera waba ne kurom ho onhye dan hu bisada se sample na ete in the past kura na ebia ene asesa enti onhye dan hu bisa no eye na nwanwa abrochera ni akwara aso de obe question me na me read comments no nkrofo twero comments nim sa de na Ghana police for maybe somebody should me that me hu IGP nyame madom na one day me share IGP maybe sano the rationale behind Sadian but Sadian na Ghanaian police omudi motorcade omudi mpanimfo nanima Sadian na ya moko side aya na ase pa de sen mini police ni adamfo wo Ghana me wo bia ka me frɛ na bisa no ana Damesia police ni panyini wo Ghana maybe what is the rationale behind because I've seen police motorcade at Lady Queen Elizabeth I've seen police motorcade that LED prime minister, some of our former prime ministers, central. I never see them one more yet. Oh, or Timoto no show na oh yeah. What is the purpose of that? And no boy no question here. Yeah, fair no see. Maybe well, Ghana, I'm not even going to say maybe we should take maybe that is your showmanship. But me sometimes I feel for the officers. Akada obi be for me bra. Akada officer be able for ma. One ye careful will be split open and they be after your because your colleagues here we don't see them do that. Anyway, another thing he picked up on or mentioned here, one who bikers now on my back. Now say what bus system you call President Mahama elections no enemy who ye noise pollution. You call President Mahama election because say na could be the first time I me who President Mahama you call the campaign no was one of the Teshi constituencies Obekasai enemy who no up close and personal. That was the second time I had seen President Mahama in my life up close and personal. First time, my country them open a Ghana Union 40th anniversary or by or stage or Bekasawa. That was February 2020. October 2019. But that day na me Ghana Diaspora Women event or Henry gift anti baby because me getting a call event President Mahama Bekasai. Second time me who President Mahama up close and personal was one of the Teshi constituencies. Before then, I had the opportunity to meet him, and now I've seen him a few times. That day, you're free one a year called Dr. Zaneto, because I followed President Mahama's campaign that day, to a few constituencies. The bikers, heavy bike unnecessarily. Yes, it's a Ghana, noise pollution. Best penny for money woman kasa was sad and home and the boy or beside biker or say what's the revving for? what a bike and so maybe a traffic and so and run go slow at Chiwamo Kakra. What take bike and so I train, but what's the noise on qua as a branten na so cry and it tikura be sabi emfaso bi eni so dede hunu e hono so yenhwe. Another thing, any demo with the greatest of respect. I know the video no me capture mama yenhwe video no onim sa boy no nya allergic reaction to leaves na as a with the greatest of respect. I'm not here to denigrate or speak against any tribe or anybody's tradition or anything. I respect all Ghanaian traditions. I may disagree with certain aspects of some of our traditional nema. But enra brante no onya allergic reaction to leaves na ulomo ne ba ko edigu ni ko mu no. Mo me video no, me train video no. Like I may screenshotting off the TV. Watch this. No, apart from this. Okay, you're trying to from here. Yeah, you know ya de agu ne kom me nim said yes yi green leaves na ya wo mu de gu nipa kom e na wo de agu ne kom. Okay, ya de agu ne kom no ya misa no say is it okay say ya de ade we ebetu kom. You see aha no mo nkwara no usually ka be ye bibisa you explain to them what it means, what the ade no is, the significance of it. Is it okay say yedi begu kom we de mesre Ghana tourism penifo in future bibiania. And now you see nipa nankasa na all bana ye ne ba be tourism bibisa no e was say ono because ye nim say the traditions te ye nim say sa niema we beba mu potentially ye de nyama begu wo muko e wo say ye bisa nipa na kasa say oh allergies bi e nyama say ekum nipa o e bet me ekum nipa o allergies and no status or bowa as some me can say does he have an EpiPen because we don't know the level of the allergic reaction. And I saw a few people write in the comment EpiPen. Ena womodi ade egu ni ko mu. Ono so be polite. E bi kwa said an adwin ni racing into e man adwin kwa say bi o allergies into o misa say and say but ye na or ye guest no. Ye na was you take his animal no show into consideration. That's something I picked up on. Now, Monshe aha. When he actually started reacting to the adieno. And I was sneezing. Reaction. Allergies. Yeah, what is allergies? And say, no. He reacted. Shasia saw bowa. And ubi ya water. And ye di insuo no ebre no. But anson wa a chosa or no musuo na say ye kakra or start coffee biom na monhwe de esansi wo ho. Ene asemo ka wo. The same bukum ehon. And with the pardon or swear, he used a swear word in there, yeah. So pardon the swear word in there, but we hopefully we are learning from it. And he won't say bowa or say or train from or say what is in here? Something got my allergies, pardon my French, da up. Yeah, he used the F word. Something got my allergies, da up. Where the nyamina meko ena is actually. You see, that the Biamika, see, Ghanaians, we know the truth, but we don't like confronting the truth. It was the stench. Apart from the leaves, no, the stench. Yes, you see, the stench in Jamestown doesn't help. It didn't help either. It didn't help matters either. Big Phil say yes, they could have asked him before putting adieno, leaves, around his neck. In future, that's something we must note. So as they say, I am here. We have to ask people, is it okay? Do you have any? Now, I say, and not a sang for any allergies a warm there was a case with Pret a Manger cafe, coffee shop, Obi call no Obi to kwanya or koto idea or no. Somebody bought food from Pret. Obi told food from Pret and didn't realize one, and even though she had told them saying allergies, I think a sandwich had tiny of peanuts. Emma nipa no flight so. Emma be ya asem kese wo UK ha. So a couple of years ago, abofrebi senior chuke bachomechiao. Abofrebi su UK have from one of the coffee shop. Was it Starbucks or so? Koto coffee obisa for. I'm also allergic to. Was it soy milk or something like that? Or more man the wrong type of milk. No more the hot chocolate na mano. Akwarana no mo your bora toilet or friend mama no say or the born and one no say it's the wrong milk. By the time I'm rushing from coffee shop to the nearest pharmacy shop, I could know we. Some of story so we UK about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, yeah. As a result of that, there's been a lot of policy change into the restaurant Bia Ubeko, hotel Bia Ubeko, Bia baby sao. Any allergies? Do you have any allergies? Do you have any allergies? Let's note that one of our key traditions in Ghana is to welcome visitors with traditional niema. But let's just not assume that everybody likes these things. Me a meye Ghana ni Quran. I don't like those things. Me a meye Ghana ni Quran. Me mpene mo bi mfa ensa entoma no. Me mpene ma wo mfa ensuo bi. Where do I know where the water is coming from? Do I know where the ensa is coming from? The leaves. I'm a Christian. Nyama bi o wa me nyama bi o wa me libation. I don't want to be there. And, let's just not assume that everybody, and you see, this thing was playing out live on camera. You're careful, kakra, you need you more respectfully. We must have, it's our traditions, our core, yeah, but there must be boundaries too. There must be boundaries. Maybe we can just explain these things to people, show them that normally Ghanaian tradition, but I know that you saw no idea we could have me. I was just praying. Say I don't go any further. Okay. And now the pollution also say men am beka ya kamubu. Me na mebeka se sebe ekrono emu krono mu bon a ofa nchemi o me na mbeka ya ka mobubefu because makoye Ghana ni enisa meka plane landed pa just before the plane lands, so sense of smell na ye sharp pa what Accra pollution e wa Accra. Tell me say my Pep Water region pa because where you fresh in from money fresh. Accra polluted. A kind of mubufu. And maybe I can say maybe say the boy even took things easily. Some kids here will not take it kindly at all. And yeah, Ghana uncle. Where they no credit okay day. Or I know I'm sorry, was it Ivory Coast or so, and also Koye. And no, there is up to his team on one team, no. So omo beye omo aso omo review on neema sana. So omo share ne duane dim ne allergies because clearly you'll be all allergies. But I think the Ivory Coast also also kodi and now one of the countries kodi aduane bi. Odi no start so reacting. And no say Obisa almost say, has it got shellfish in there? No, almost say yes. No, say, I just ate shellfish. Now, almost say, as a boat to be, or say, tell him to take hospital. Oh, and a honey is up to the team, no. But ye guswa ye king, and ye mbia o sebe. Obu kwan so say ye penny for beat ye na say munim ni team na mun draw ni team na attention say they should take responsibility because clearly the guy he has onya or suffer from allergies. Into almost woman taking Niema seriously. But that's down to almost side. Yes, yeah, can't yes, Tino Vini or say I thought that baby no more sebi the smell baby no more you chrome as a rotten eggs. Minia. I'm glad someone should more kebi. I thought that baby metanana mekana as a menkwana minye. Credit eba coupe into enra and also your idea I picked up on. When we say we have a lot of work to do, we really do have a lot of work to do. Because say yes, say and right yet only video no only let's say a boy or they trade the rest of the world na and Quarano Gen Z for no the next 10, 15, 20 years no one be bagan yam person be bagan no allergies ne one babesmelism. Yeah, we have enough time to improve upon things. We have enough time to get the country and the capital in even better shape than it is now for the future. Okay. Events, the sequence of events, it wasn't seamless. It wasn't seamless. And that is where Ostati said or show frustration. No. They say another way the mama from another thing that got me on my knees praying to God. I was like, but I know the Ghana tourism Ghana tourism yard pa. So amro kotna helicopter no mu Ewurade nyame me de say go miti me say Ewurade helicopter biem Ewurade helicopter me gina ha behwe me Ewurade obi ba o Ewurade yempa nim gwase o papa hu yemobo Ewurade president Mahama o yempa kasa kasa bia o papa fa bofre ko dinti me hu broni pilot me say Ewurade me da ase at least ye broni pilot bibia ne God forbid we can blame the broni no Some men say go metia bompa Ewurade me see bisa me husband me koto for me say Ewurade me pa chofa kwara e kodu obi ba Ewurade obi ba Ewurade ewiase nyina ehwe Ghana papa yesrew nti wo mo touch it down Ewurade nyame na we see na yese koto from na blade ni bia say akwara ne oprio say friend is speedy ene ja nyame ncha de onum kodu wa somdwe boko helicopter beam enra me say me your bad time me mammy and sanyina no me mam penifo mi no mo che ne panyini bam see the helicopter ride had everyone holding their breath me na me come chire obi nua bema hey enra me say Ewurade me sra obi ba papa obi ba ewiase hwe Ghana ba Ghana tourism mo yaade say Ghana tourism so say be wo mu nim to omo ma abrofo ne take charge no disrespect to ye say be helicopter pilots ni ade no disrespect to but said ye na nura ewiase ani wo Ghana so no we couldn't take chances ti Ewurade ye das hey I say me ke kwa kana sen banyame amaye ni mu enwu ase. Having said that, the flow of events, you see, and the first one, mimi who ye baby and ye massage and waterfalls be na minimum dark say your water. Mimi when I'm catching me hard. Monsieur Odomo de na Volta region, waterfalls ne Volta region, you know. Sa waterfalls no eastern region. Minimum dark maintain dark. Oh Ghana. Ya Ghana bonio. Say ye mohu de winti ye nim. Sa waterfall say baby de amsa asesena ase bibisa ewo eastern region ho waterfalls na nefe e ho no mkoye na massage nyama that was beautiful no mo de no call ahemfofo ne fie bebe ye kotu ni din na berima kofi akufu ene edin ne de ne da ya brante no ho ene okwa no wabodi no okwa kakra no wabodi no that was really nice. Afritude, okay, so you are catching up, you're just a little behind us, and the shellfish he had. Yes. You see, Senkayan delay and Apane Bebria. He could have gone to Kakum. Obibi Sami said, could he have gone to Kakum Park and Elmina Castle? I thought sending Bebem, but unfortunately, in a way, okay, I don't know how to put it, but said that Obeba Ghana be Mimi Gidi say yes, you also about to die cry. It is more time for him to come and see Cape Coast Castle, baby, slave baths, and no one is man. It's in a way, the way now almost structure and what they call Eastern region, so it was nice. But I think, say, baby, you got two ni dino, a hono, omoche or hododo. Omoche or hododo. And a honso. I would say papa no two ni din re ya papa ya or two ni din re and we or the of a plastic spoon this and sakakra alcohol kakra and o man you said ye two ye din ye two bedin wa Ghana ye but you see ye misan e was say ya ye bisa wom and I catch nipa no okay say any symbol no I am going to do na bro chere efunu madam for be on oye care o si Marie nipa wu kura ne ye kosiesie wo mo kura ye ne wo mo kasa ye bebi so o si abrochire ha obi wu mo amoye ke mbotumi atwero o si obi wu no mo kosiesie ko omotumi ka kire efunu ne sebe me bisa o permission me ba be pagya wo nsa me bisa o permission me be pepa wo ha me bisa o permission me be yo they have wo mo atem not to talk of obi a owo in the living na motamadia na mudi ansa to ahwa akọ alcohol na mo sa abrochire ni akwara de obeka Obeka. Nti ho kaka ya ye misa nkrofo ansa na ye nka nchom say okay I'm going to do this. Or power pencil and then maybe if they don't want you to use the spoon, you can get them to use on one finger and dip it no yet. That no permission. Yeah, not by force in the doors in the name of tradition. That's all I'm trying to say. Kwa me a me ye Ghana ni kwa nyama ni bi o ha me mpene mo bi mfa nyame, not to talk of ohoho. Nti ya besre ni dim. Now the luxury car show. Mo say ho na floppy kakra. Luxury car show. This is somebody who apparently owns 2 Lamborghinis himself. 2 Lamborghinis. At the age of 19 or so, not over 2 Lamborghinis. How do you impress him with luxury cars? And to me, it was unnecessary. As you see, Ghana, you will be here. Nti hono me hu se wanye impressed ba ko puse ko de ono de ohu woni kromo no na nya America no fi no recatron. Thank you. It was very unnecessary. You could have spent that time showing him more cultural nema. The jollof situation. Question: whose idea was it to go and cook jollof in that big pot? And hono me hu say somebody was trying to compete with Nigeria. Hilda Bassi. Yeah, Hilda Bassi, Nigerian food blogger. No, jollof kakraka. Somebody tried to mimic. You see, this is where Ghana sometimes may upset with us, where we are not authentic. Big fella, that luxury car thing was so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. The person is coming from area or my luxury cars and it was not necessary at all. Until I say one year impressed by pussy. One that jollof thing. A chile na me bete say yes, jollof verdict in the Nigeria. Is it true? Sana metiti say was in Nigeria jollof yede. In the end, he ended up even doing a backflip into the jollof. I found that very disrespectful. Because yes, you do and no. Ye be a step poor Benia, ye did ye Ghana, ye ding. Jamie Oliver, UK ha. One of our celebrity chefs in the UK, Jamie Oliver, Ekoya attempt so kwakoya jollof stew as a so. Juma ye did in Crawford in the UK ha. Jamie Oliver. Me personally, I wasn't impressed. I was like another unnecessary. We could Ghanaian blogger be chef. Is it Chef Abby or so? Yeah, my no YouTube and so. In fact, in Robibo, I think gossip also. Girl on the car say she had intentions, but they didn't. I'm like, perhaps some bureaucracy somewhere. Let me keep my mouth quiet before I get into trouble. But you know. In future, again, we need to look at things like that. The Black Star Square. Me si wakwa backflip no. And also me pay free asaso ha me ntumi anhwe. Okwye backflip no Independence Square no shoro no. Ma hwe. O wie ye mom na metumi behwe. Na me bisa me say akwere na ne maame wen. Ne maame needs to be ne ba ne so follow ne maame follow ne ba no. O was ne maame ye ne te say your friend is saying Nigerian musician ne maame odi ne beyechi Burna Boy maame abranti asa ne maame eye ne manager na odi na chi because just say risky daring niama abranti eye or prempipra grododo what can chi menua ace or prempipra gro afa me say rade me da sesa man wo ba bema di asem kure ni me mind to me ahwe. Yeah, he does. He needs his mom or a woman more ne mom to be around. Ko ne mama or hwe ne mama ni mas ade no onye. Backflip esro. But anyway, on the wire it was successful in the end, so fair enough. But one thing, we need to renovate Black Star esro. We need to paint the star and renovate a Hwana Kakra. It looked a bit okay. I've talked about the helicopter. The share butter baby okoye na womo de young ladies ne de nkutono efufa na hono. You see, yeah, so what the helicopter nenam. Could he not have gone to northern Ghana to really have a proper share butter experience? Actually see share butter no in its raw natural state, I think that would have been more impressive than no disrespect to than they are not young ladies in the air and me so me chere madwene. The star looked a bit the independence. Yeah, we need to renovate it. We need to renovate it kakra. Esoro ho no eduadua flowers ne ye the nice flower pots ne ade sisi ho ne ye paint star no, it must be black. E was say e wo mu a ye ko painti ayi black oh na white no ne say na ye white na ho ye say so ni nyina ye oh anu na ho na ye me ayi kakra na wiase ni hwe na ho na ye me ayi kakra ti no. And the share butter thing, personally, I think so. We call Northern Ghana. So, kura helicopter. Northern Ghana na wakonya proper, authentic. Na hono so mo che na some more rabune ni na no time we akwa ni di ni speed ti bibia no tem shra no move shra no move. Anyway, another thing I picked up on later. Some more share and to the youth of Ghana, some but nani ya can but some ya some mamun leta beaches no near the Mom say see was it helicopter one oh baby obisa for no say hydration your mama and sachet yibi no the good issue and na onom but ote rapper no typical Ghanaian. Me video no, I'm trying to find the video. Typical Ghanaian anka ote rapper no. Abrantie na anye saa because baby o free ba no typically yenye saa wo ho. Nti ote ye no na ohwi ade ni wi no ne botom. Odu baby abe no wo ho a na wato atwene. Yeah, I think I have the video on my I'm saying on my shorts scramble. Na yenhwe. We'll watch it without sound. No shorts. And now let me see if I can bring the sound.
Get some hydration, some water, get a little reset. Nah, I take regular. Wait. Still, yeah.
All right, man. We don't want to be on your Snapchat, bro. I don't want to be on there.
You got hydration on you?
Oh, man.
Anybody got a hydration pack on it?
Yeah, I got your fucking line.
Whatever. Whatever, OG. Any car, doesn't matter.
V6 is your other production car. It's here. That's mine. Put it back.
The hell?
Shaka. It's mine. Put it back.
Straight into his pocket. Straight into his pocket. I say initially, or say rap and you know, because that's the natural human reaction. Yeah, and take over spitting it out. But he caught himself, then did the right thing, held on to it, emptied the rest of the sachet, and then he put everything into his pocket. Me de to me Facebook. Me who say nipa me no me say be abetro. Madam, yes, there will be betro. Yesterday I ate chocolate. I almost, but I kept it. I took it. Let me say yes. And when the mama who say, you know, yeah, well, but this is what we all need to do. This is what we all need to do. If you will not do it here, don't go to Ghana and go DBB. You know, I try. No. Today you come later. Yeah, the cause of yeah, problems. It will take yeah. And this is why I salute man be Ghana, your friend Mr. Jana. First, no, your program, your friend program, no, is it transformations, right? Nikrono, is it Edumasa? Edumasa, I think. The way a papa na transform a kumu hono. I me say nkoma ye boy na your mindset o. Your mindset. Ti na nra me twa ho kakra ne beto nti no ye youth of Ghana and yempo mpanimfo e bi were very bad habits me don't later. Ukure nwura wanom plastic wanom nsu ewie wanom awie na wa crash bottle no plastic no wa mmoa no na de ahye wo bag mu udu fia na wa to atwene mona motwen ya nsu oto ai ho na oba befa ball wo ne fie nyina kwakosumagu gata mu na ade nyina munyai. They say some say mofra no wo mo ba 15 years wo mo ba. We don't want them to go omo ba so nem mere nkwara mu nyina streaming ya yempa nim guase ya pese ye maintain Ghana on that was our standard no so internationally there ye besre. So again, that's something I wanted to. And then also we would kindly urge our governments. I know some of the governments have done it. We will continue to urge our governments to procure more dustbins, local authorities, all our local, the mayors. So like the mayor of Accra, the mayor of Kumasi, we will continue to respectfully urge them to make it a priority to get more bins for us. And then once the bins are there, sometimes the argument of Ghana for us, so they say, bin need a coal, but we companies on babefa bin no ball and then ade kono or mumbambefa na kwa problem nyina ye besre men kasa abrochire ha ye perfect UK ha ye nyina ni masema ekoso or Birmingham at the is it Birmingham or Liverpool? I think it's Birmingham and omo serious later issue but omo no e wo ma na omo akọ protest. I think it's Birmingham later. Birmingham, yeah. Woman na omo strike workers no omo sisa ben no omo to make strike na obehu na images ne bi nie so that obi a meka nkyere ye say na sa abrochire so there be enim but aha no we know say the only reason why something like this is happening is because nkofo protesting for one more pay and usually na Birmingham nko aso na sa de neta si I don't know why Birmingham nko a generally no but for the most part our cities and towns and villages for the most part na clean and amabwa at least compared to Africa dear far better far better to governments necessary to get more bins for us through the local authorities and then the people who have the contracts to collect. You see, obianya na femude. Yeah, kasi that is where systems will begin to work in Ghana. Systems across board systems. And then finally, my last point or last two will be last final point. Oko Kwame Nkrumah mausoleum hon baby Kwame Dr. Kwame Nkrumah statue no one. We saw some people off social media who tried to take over whilst there were authorized Ghana tourism staff there. Na abrante no ye clever pa me penasema adiom pa ne obia. You see, he didn't get to where he is by thinking the way, no disrespect to the majority of you, some of you Ghanaians and some of you the youth in Africa, the way you think, he didn't get there. He didn't get to where he is by thinking the way some of you think. Until he knows those who want to take advantage of him. He knows. Oh, he can smell you from Timbuktu. Advantage takers, no, or smell them from Timbuktu. And he likes authenticity. Thank you, Ace. And as a washer Huswa, Adiompe, any somebody who tries to scream at him, when he wants to play a game or do like a competition with somebody. You know how sometimes some of the guys will start screaming in his face and he will scream back. Or we are normally a game be like press ups and you know. That he is in for that. But when you try to, as a person who prove, he can smell you from a bit of the pella or Nigeria. No. And Kwame Nkrumah hono so no. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah no. Me who say somebody tried it. Guy then fee no kora. Now question maybe some who say na we mama Ghana tourism na. Oni pa akro. Meanwhile, there were proper Ghana tourism for. It's year fair no so nchen. He did well on that, and so yeah, I'm glad that we're in FEMO. Or person they build them platforms. Or no, Bible project to ama 50. Impossible, sebi. Only what the Maya Namkra. Some study pana. He didn't really mention that this is the biggest YouTuber in Africa. Oh, be upon a platform, oh, be upon. But me what the Maya again. Let me applaud Ghana tourism for. I mean. Like me who money me who would the Maya womb. Tears came down my face. Me who only would the Maya or Eastern region hono. Me swing. My husband will go catch him. I cried. Me catch Eric. Me say, I don't know why I'm taking it so personal, but seeing what the Maya, oh no, I'm happy. Yes, because what the Maya has worked. Ne we say so we be ye juma na ibi mo be pretended to say omunhu ejuma waye. And Wodemaya knows when to stand back. Yes. And then yes. Wodemaya knew when to back off and let him be and do his thing and when to come back in again. Oh, it was so beautiful. Wodemaya, I'm so happy. But never did. Well, me mom de me auntie. Never did the guy really say, hey, this is Wodemaya, the biggest YouTuber in Africa. I'll be a bonnet buying. Obi abone de ho ban, but iti what the Maya ba so afina comment obi what the Maya oh, I was so happy. Me catch my husband me say now out of this what the Maya to me another 5 million followers okura Canadian ho a abrantia na aboa because what the Maya has worked. And some mobile here was an apartment me beka anana Eric and I make catch me baby say dear na what make our video man and run up say dear na abrante baba ya what the Maya any kind enye. Just that, like me, what for people throw you know say, man be a worker now also demo power in the music entertainment industry. Uncle Fred or Betrowa. So say the models of operandi are different. That was the only difference. Baku is a live streamer. Baku does his recording, but Maya started so project Africa and I suppose say would the Maya mpo jumani na kahubi na attracted abranti abanaba. So I was so happy when I saw say would the Maya had been given. I mean, I know this President Mahama administration have given Wodemaya his flowers. You know, because Obiamu flowers, he's been appreciated, he's been acknowledged. Because a due time, this Kaya President Akosua Ameriso, Wodemaya could be for interview. They said they would give him the interview. Last minute, they cancelled the interview. I'm saying no more Germany. I think it was Davos in Germany. No, not Davos in Germany. World Economic Forum or something like that took place in Germany. Or whatever, something. They didn't President Akosua and his team declined. They refused to give Wodemaya the interview. It was President Mahama in opposition. Oh, President Mahama should why be a manipo. It was President Mahama in opposition, no granting Wodemaya interview. No MPP for. Ni nyina ka ho na mo share ye bufu ye campaign tia mo basa. Because he fa kroso and abranti ono ani kura ofrim. Other African presidents eji na wa too. Caribbean president eji Wodemaya awa too. Na ono ani krom president obisa for interview. Na mo feel say na mo ye no. Say President Mahama so say be oye panyini. No opposition. Or Papa Bem, na President Mahama so granting interview, no call viral as always. You Gina so Sandy company ma President Mahama say yes, President Mahama do be project or be acknowledge you. Yes, he did. I saw that. Yeah, he did. I think I saw that this morning, actually. It's one of his posts this morning. And President Mahama acknowledged Abranti. President Mahama government is also by Omasa or president Oma topping the up acknowledgement require san di biasa ka ho ya man diplomatic passport or no any 4 other Ghanaian yenua ba denta say me kaise president Akosua eba be free so me control to Facebook say Juma denta single-handedly ajama Ghana no promoting Ghana tourism single-handedly. This is a lady at Prince. Now me kai on I was saying maybe about my live video so I check. Or no na King Charles to me for pen extra on a personal letter or no akasa King Charles na an extra letter no a signing. Apart from somebody in the tourism board so eno kram say wa anche wo board no so President Akosua amre so. Na ka mo ba be kokra kasa national award ya moya mo man crofo medals ka mo mani bi kura me kasa me troy not realize say adam me betro sa then that the next day na President Akosua no yes our ceremony so it was a bit too late ya best President Mahama aban yi me kan mframam ya me bete obema na bam me bon price President Mahama be kwa na ono so yes our ceremony ni bia Yamen yadom na onkai ye nuaba denta wa ye dwuma denta Jono show omo man of diplomatic passport na ye me de pa na ye me de denta kura de was ko yam wa yam ambassador da just say denta de Juma denta ye a chain ambassadors bebre from 1910 besi ne denta interior Kwame Nkrumah hono. And then another other Kwame Nkrumah place as well. Mete say it was a male, one of the Ghana tourism people, or your Berema, kept insisting. Oh, Denta has been around for she's such a beautiful sister. Denta, Oyenipa dodo. In misa and favor, my sister yimpupu ni ti da. I just away in bisano. She's such a wonderful woman. Yes, advocacy, Mr. President Akosua. Send me names at the next day. Thank you. She's so soft-spoken, so beautiful, so respectful, so loving, so denta. Oyenipa. A friend is saying one of the Kwame Nkrumah one of the tourism staff, I believe it was one of the Ghana tourism staff, where they with the greatest of respect to. You see, abrochire nkwara no me ma wo miensa abrochire nkwara no bikuta miensa enti minnim wo mushuban boy me mam panyufo tu na meka omo chen boy yi panyini enti boy oye me ba minnim said e na ma kire nkwara no bebre so ade wo ha minnim said o mushuban siti abrochire nkwara no one omo nche dem mu ade esa o omo nche dem mu ade esa obe bubo na adwen a kire wo enra you see. When you are dealing with Nkwarane Ifia Bruchire Hana, you have to watch your language, kakra, respectfully. One of the guys from Ghana Tourism kept saying to him, kept saying to him, you have to listen to the history. You have to, no, he doesn't need to listen to the history if he doesn't want to hear the history. That's the difference. And the in the end, history no went. Or me pejano, no yeah, then son no trap picture no where we all and sen kopeso tie history na nko no abeka. And uncle he wasn't interested. Yes. And you don't force them. And kwara we ya wo ya ne maame awo no kro tumi ka ne bo so na adwene bobbo na adwene kire wo no. Wo ya ne papa awo no ko betumi abobbo na adwene kire. Wo ya ne teacher ne head teacher ko tumi bobbo wa adwene kire wo. Abro kire nkwara. Until you don't tell him that he needs to hear the history, and you're by force. You know why? Because he can even read the history in his time. And the guy kept insisting, you have to hear the history. You have to hear the history. Until in the end, you see, he did what he wanted to do. He took a photo out. Just because you get to tell every tourist who comes there the history doesn't mean you have to force the history down everybody's throats. Next time, or one pim or bagana quiet na is he might be interested in hearing the history. But for last night already now more wasting the time on what was show frustration baby dada. See, in future, so manage it. And then I think those were the few things I picked up on. I wanted to highlight. And that's no. Otherwise, all in all, never no buy ne was all bara wabane cheap wabene cheap wabe who said the Africa city wa highlight it wa mamofra ni bebre in Africa who says sa ne catch omo wa ha no nye sa na etie enye mofra no ponko mpanimfo no so bebre ehu empo abrofo ehyiensi na ade bebre ne hu se enye ntro bebre no so enye hu se sa ne na wode maya kanyina soso no na eye no kware ampa tino all in all it was okay. It was just okay. And yeah, maybe in future, you better polish it. That's it. But it was okay. See, we give God the glory. Now, how do we sustain it? Wabema the buzz no. Okay. How do we sustain? Me jidi so of course you can so be the one day what Ghana na. Now, how do we sustain this? So that it's not just a 9-day wonder. I don't know. See, I'm gonna from Pamuchombi. Thanks for joining me. Oh, BC he's in Namibia now, is he? I don't mean he's in Namibia na so our nyako Namibia no so. Oh, okay. See, wabe na femudi, a project here of over 50 million people. More than that, Crampo. Way more than that. Because what if I say 50 million eyeballs na nereshe, that's a 50 million and I be obi share obi say obi ninkof omo enten obi no obi kodi hu nkomo wa adwuma mu ntin more people ebete. Now how do we sustain it? How do we sustain the buzz? How do we make, because there's going to be competition in Africa now, how do we ensure that we are tops of the competition, that we continue to beat Nigeria, we continue to beat Namibia, we continue to beat Benin, Ivory Coast? This is how we have to think. And you see, in as much as we have Ghana tourism championing all this and all that, no, every single Ghanaian individual has a role and a responsibility to play in how we project our country, Ghana, especially outside, and how we keep our country in a way it will be attractive for people outside to want to come. Every Ghanaian. It's not just for a few, it's for each one of us. That is why we talk about our behavior on social media, our language, our fighting needs to stop. Sorry. Social media. So this is why some of us, we look at our politics, we look at our economies, we look at our infrastructure, we're looking at our sanitation. Ninyina feeds into Ghana will become that hub. That is what Dubai has done. That is what Dubai, and that's the UAE, Dubai especially, that's what they've done. I'm Andrews. Hi, darling. Thanks for joining. But you can be saying yes, you penny for Black Star Square, no, and then I writings in your boo, and then I start maybe a habu, no fixing them. And you say, this is into so back catch them. Say, yeah, pay leaders, a bear son, your my win, you know, my and your cocase, you lead and Akosua men who have never catch as a women feel safer with this, and this one went to his grand. So I would rather any leader no be dimatem fit and opakusi numre. That's what be makuma so near ma mehwehwe nyina mame a ye mame, because ultimately I say entetare me ho. What I say, that is why I can't really understand. Mona more come from a perspective of and will be a DD will be at them and it will be DD matem and the president and will be say and will be say and the say no. Shaniama Hagana for here Ghana for. To come and tell us what Dr. Baumia can do beyond Mwakoyi in a Saturday area. No, come and tell us what he can do. Honorable Kennedy Japan for come and tell us what Honorable Kennedy Japan can do beyond Saturday. Some onona mubeyina. Kwabine Japan onona mubeyina beyond Saturday. No, come and tell us what he can do. And metna se me portray say obi your angel sort of for when we all know say he is not. Nja moya sana and then first na me say na e mam na mabe bronze muso egu no but say my jai asesa ma bompa aka che nyankopon say enough ba kan kora omo abeka bi ma ne bo a omo no kora na ekosi sensebe enti no ya men ka ye ho ya na ye mo me yankoso an support your president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na ombu o man no ye man a peace of mind the MPP for yesterday Saturday we need peace of mind. That's all we are asking for. We need peace of mind on Saturday. Munko mo leader pento mamunko ria elections nim mon de bia honorable Kennedy Japan papa ne kasa bebrebe ni nyina o se wo fair election fairness ma MPP for and American me background MPP from me nananom Dr. JB Dankwanom all the way through to President Akosua do ne me papa wo me. But me na me de me ho na me panyin ye mo no me ma leaning more towards NDC. Mushuba inti. MPP Mushuba inti. Do not anger the country even further on Saturday. Already Ghana fo bu afumo. Ebufuo no ba fom kakra. Ma mon hye Ghana fo ebufuo on Saturday. For that reason ma mon konko wia abatuo no. Na monko brunkrofo agents, ma monko loko Dr. Bawumia. If you want to be president in Ghana, please, Your Excellency, respectfully, tell your people, ma monko lokunkrofo agents, ma monko tutunkrofo agent eni. You see, these are the things that Ebesanya she Ghana for bufu. Esanya Ghana for bufu, Dr. Bawumia, it is you that will suffer. It is you that will suffer the brunt of it. Kofi say some and I'm okay, I'm for some MPP members, some for once, try my best. Na mama adini clean. Mama ni clean. As best as possible. Mama ni fair. Honorable Kennedy Japan or Ria. Men am baba serene first. Ababa Dr. Bawumia abaso first. Honorable Kennedy Japan or Winia me baba bon abaso. Ma baba sere Dr. Bawumia. Mama ni fair. Na munyaya tem didi no se mudidi mo ho atem basa why ye bi edru be say why ye bi edru be bia ye enka se why ye bi edru be bia to aso MPP fo mu dudu na atem didi no mo di Honorable Kennedy Japan bi edru be bia eye abronye why ye bi edru be bia eye abronye ni awaka for Honorable Kennedy Japan ho nyina yate eye general party ne ho wo se wo do Dr. Bawumia dwene Dr. Bawumia ho because wo koyi Dr. Bawumia ba musuban ninti wa nye careful papa na besa suffer another humiliating defeat in 2028 because of musuban. You think so wo your Honorable Kennedy Japan but a Ghana for na more disrespectful omo. This is how I think you are disrespecting the populace. And you Honorable Kennedy Japan na wuye no or no dia modi aye na ame no but more disrespecting Ghana for na kasa na beto abana mamo no. Eti why ye bi edru baby abronye menua be ma why ye bi edru baby a eye o pe Dr. Bawumia asema u betwa so. All the best to the MPP. God bless everyone. Bye bye.